Hello Songbird, today we are having a heart-to-heart chat over a cup of tea and I will be answering the question that I get asked seriously a gazillion times almost every day, and that is, am I good enough to be a singer? Am I good enough to learn to sing? You know, I've been working with singers for like over 16 years now. And no matter what level the singer is, so whether they're like a beginner shower singer, whether they are like a sort of intermediate singer who kind of, performs regularly, but it's not their job or whatever, and then, all the way through to the advanced professional singer, the same question keeps coming up, and that is, am I good enough to be a singer? So you might think, if you're a beginner or an intermediate singer, you might be thinking, when I actually get to the point where I'm advanced or pro, that I'll never feel this way again. Then I'll finally feel like I'm good enough, And sometimes what we need to understand is that question of am I good enough, it actually comes from a deep-seated, self-doubt or just like a lack of belief in yourself that you will most likely carry on with you even until the point where you are a professional singer. You might be selling out gigs and everything, but still feeling like you're not good enough. So this question just saddens me so much. So you know what? Today, I really want to share with you 3 truth bombs, right? That is going to answer this question once and for good. And I really do hope that you are encouraged by it. So here's truth bomb number 1. It is not about talent, all right? See, a lot of singers will go around saying, well, I'm not naturally talented, so maybe I'm just not good enough to learn to sing. If I go and take lessons or if I invest in this, I'm going to be wasting the teacher's time. I'm going to be wasting my own time. In the end, it's not going to really amount to much. So, I'll just leave it to the talented people. And I have to tell you that it's just not true. It is not about talent. I'll tell you what it is about in a minute, but let me tell you a story. Probably about 6 or 7 years ago, I had this student who was what many people would consider a naturally talented singer. He'd never had a singing lesson in his life, but yet he had a really nice voice. He could sing really well. He had a great tone. And you could probably just go, cool, he's a talented singer, yay, But you know what? He came to me for lessons, and what I found is that because I guess he sort of had a reasonable ability already, he didn't have the drive to actually work. And so, he'd come to his lessons every week, hardly ever practicing. He, would have a million excuses under the sun as to why he just didn't have time to practice. And so he didn't really progress too far because he didn't actually, apply himself. And yet I compare that to another student that I had, who seriously you would not consider a naturally talented singer. When I first met him, he was, you could say, tone deaf, right? When I played something for him to sing, he would sing something completely different, all right? So he hadn't, tuned his ear towards mimicking notes yet. But this guy, oh my goodness, he was just so passionate. He wanted to learn. He was hungry. He pretty much absorbed everything like a sponge. And I swear he went from so-called tone deaf, right, to not only sounding really great as a singer, but even learning how to harmonize and being able to sing in a choir where he was actually holding harmony fantastically on pitch. And remember, this is a guy who originally was tone deaf. So when I compare these two students, I go, it's really not about talent. You could be born with, a greater ability. We're all given sort of something, natural gifts in which we are, just naturally good at and we have a propensity towards. But you could be born with so-called natural talent, and then you could also be born with no so-called natural talent, but who was the person in this case that actually progressed more? I'm going to say it's actually this student over here who came feeling, just going, I don't know anything about singing, but I really want to learn. I've got the passion. This person progressed so far, so fast. Whereas this person, because they didn't apply themselves, didn't really progress beyond where they were at. So truth bomb number 1, it is not about talent. As you could probably decipher from the stories that I just told, being able to become a great singer is basically accessible to anyone at any level, but it does require some work, and part of that involves fantastic vocal training. If you're interested in that, why don't you check out the Songbird Vocal Academy. Songbird. If you want more than just bite-sized lessons on random singing topics, and you truly would like to have a step-by-step process to follow that would help you master your voice in the most quickest way possible, if you would like to learn not just what exercises to practice, but in what order, in which exact range, and the best way to progress them each day, each week, each month, each year, and beyond. If you would like to be given specific daily workouts that you could work on every single day, being guided as to how long you should practice each day, and when it's time to actually move on to more difficult workouts, if you want to progress from where you are as a singer now to becoming the singer that you've always dreamed of, then I invite you, Songbird, go and check out the Songbird Vocal Academy, where you can get access to all of my vocal training programs. Plus, I add new content every single month. And guess what? I'm going to let you check all that out for free for the next 7 days. I've made this the most affordable and, dare I say, comprehensive and best library of vocal training ever. There's my foundational course, The Vocal Revolution, which teaches you everything you need to know about vocal technique and takes you from beginner to advanced. There's also my incredible supplementary courses, for example, my How to Sing in Mixed Voice programs, where you can zero in on a particular topic or a particular part of your voice. There's the webinars and masterclasses where you get an intensive 30-minute to 90-minute booster on a particular focused subject. There's also the guided exercises and extras, where I give you intensive boosters, but in 5 to 15 minutes also on a specific topic. And there is so much more. All of this to help you get grounded, take flight, and sing. Songbird, I'm always believing in you, and I just can't wait to see you inside the Songbird Vocal Academy. Click on the link to start your 7-day free trial now. Truth bomb number 2. Anyone can learn to sing, and anyone can become a great singer. Let me tell you about myself. I definitely did not pop out of the womb singing with a fantastic voice. That was just not my story. I had a really, really average voice. What I had was an incredible love for music, and I started playing piano from a very young age, right? But I didn't actually start singing lessons till I was about 22, so that's quite late in the journey. And yeah, I had a reasonable ability to pitch. I wasn't completely tone deaf or anything like that. I could sing in tune, but my tone was awful. And also, I had about 5 notes in my range. I am not kidding. If I actually sung for more than half an hour trying to push the edge of my range, I ended up with a sore throat, I ended up with huskiness, and sometimes even lost my voice. So I honestly I definitely don't fall into that category of naturally talented singer, okay? But what I did have was passion. I decided very, very early on that I just loved music, right? So when I was 5 years old, I was watching this TV show on TV, and this man was playing the piano, and he was like this virtuoso pianist, like everywhere, right? And you know what I did as a 5-year-old? I literally ran to the coffee table that was in our lounge room at the time. I pretended that was a piano, and I proceeded to copy this, professional pianist that was playing on TV that was just completely mesmerizing me. So I was just like, you know what I mean? And I think from that point on, I fell in love with music, and I decided that I wanted to learn music. So I started begging my parents for piano lessons. I was 5 years old, right? And you see, this is kind of weird, because in an Asian family, you don't beg for lessons. Your parents make you, right? They not only make you do piano lessons, but they make you do violin lessons. But my parents didn't do that. I was the one that was badgering my mum and pestering my dad every single day. Can I please have piano lessons? Can I please? I did it for 4 years, and they finally relented, bought me the most out of tune piano on the planet, because I thought, look, she's probably gonna do it for a month or 2 and then get sick of it, right? She's a kid, she doesn't know what she wants. And so they weren't confident to invest, fully into it. Anyway, so to cut a long story short, I ended up excelling in my first piano lesson, and my teacher was like to my parents, right? Look, this girl's got some potential. If you're serious about, I guess, cultivating this musical potential, you got to get her a proper piano. So my parents got me a really great piano, which I still have today. And from there, my love affair for music began. And that's where I ended up, singing a lot in church, singing in choirs, singing in school, whatever, right? But I wasn't good. I seriously was not good, okay? It wasn't until I was 22 years old that I sort of figured out, you know what? This isn't working. If I keep singing like this, one, people are going to kick me off the stage, like literally going to throw tomatoes at me. Number two, I'm going to end up with no voice because I kept on straining and I just wasn't singing right and I would lose my voice, right? So I started my singing journey at the age of 22. And I tell you what, it was like I fell in love and I fell in love hard, right? And I just like soaked myself in learning. I went to the best teachers. I went to every seminar. I went to every workshop. I bought every single book. I spent my every last penny on singing lessons and singing books and everything to do with singing technique so that I could learn because I was absolutely hungry. I was passionate, right? Today, I can say with confidence that yes, I am a good singer now. Otherwise I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, right? Hopefully as a vocal coach, I am a good singer. I'm confident with my voice and I love to perform, but it didn't come naturally to me. It was something I worked very hard to hone. So I want you to hear this, Songbird. Anybody can learn to sing, okay? It is all about pursuing the right training and having the right attitude, and you can get there too. Hey, if you are loving this video, why don't you give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and also ring the bell. Then you'll never miss out on any videos that I drop every single week. Truth bomb number 3. So if it's not about natural talent, then what is it actually about? Well, I believe that it is all about taking action, right? If you want to be a great singer, you've just got to move in the direction to actually get yourself equipped and empowered to become a great singer. Now, what is going to drive you towards taking the right action? 3 things: passion, dedication, and commitment, self-belief. Let me break down those 3. Passion. Passion just means you love it. It's got nothing to do with like, oh, I have to do this. It's I get to do this. Like there's an excitement, there's a can't wait kind of feeling, there's an expectancy, there's a joy towards doing that thing. Because if it's something you love, right, you're going to be able to keep it up. That's the thing, right? Because if you think about it, like when we think about needing to exercise and to look after our bodies, well, if you choose a form of exercise that you absolutely hate, right, it's going to be hard to keep up, yeah? But if you find a form of exercise that you really love, it's actually going to be easy to keep up. So for example, for me, I absolutely hate running. So if I made myself decide that I was going to run every day for my exercise, I think I would give up pretty quickly because I just don't have the passion for running. But what I do love is dancing and I love walking. Those things, you don't even have to push, you do not need to push me out the door. I'm going to be out the door at least twice a day, walking around the parks around my neighborhood because I love it. You're not going to need to push me to go to a dance class because I absolutely love it. It's really fun, right? So that's passion. The second is dedication and commitment. Because you see, even though you might be passionate about something, there are going to be days where it feels like hard work. There are going to be days where you feel like you're failing, where you feel like you're missing the mark, right? You're practicing this scale and you just can't get it. Or you're trying to sing this song, you keep forgetting the lyrics, or you go to perform and you just keep on getting seized by fear. Whatever it is, right? There's always going to be something discouraging that might happen, right? That's just a part of life and it is a part of every singer's life, right? Now, if you're dedicated though, if you've made the choice in advance to actually stay committed to your craft, to building your passion, to cultivating that which you are passionate about, wanting to become a singer, then even when the going gets tough, you can stay committed. Now, I don't mean that you can't take breaks. I don't mean that sometimes you do need to walk away from it for a little bit of time just to get a bit refreshed. That's okay, right? But we can't just give up at the first sign of difficulty or the first sign of discouragement. We've got to take action towards getting ourselves to a place of encouragement, to a place of success again, right? So that's dedication and commitment. And number 3, it is about self-belief. Now, this one is key. It is seriously key, all right? And that's why I did this video today, because I wanted to answer the question, am I good enough? The answer is obviously a resounding yes, you are, right? But if you don't believe that, if you don't inherently believe that through passion and dedication and hard work that you can actually do this, then you know what? This is going to be a very, very difficult journey ahead, right? Everything starts with our mind, right? If your mind sees yourself and your ability as a singer in a certain way, it's going to actually come out through your voice, right? Now, am I saying all you need to do is be like a positive thinker? No, I'm not saying that. You know, positive thinking is obviously really helpful because it's not helpful to go around berating yourself, is it? It's not helpful to go around going, I suck, I'm just not good enough, I'm a terrible singer, I'm unworthy to sing. You know, like that's not helpful at all, right? So of course it's really, really helpful to be able to say the opposite of those things. You know, I love to sing, so I'm going to give it my best. I am a good singer. I can do this. You know, they're really, really important affirmations that you need to be, I guess, reciting every day, especially if you are struggling with self-belief. But you do need to have that inherent belief that you are actually worth it. So here is why I'm doing this video today. I'm here to tell you that if you have a passion to sing and you really want to learn to sing and you're ready to take action, you are absolutely 100% good enough to be a singer. You are good enough to learn to sing. Hey, I really hope that this encouraged you and that you're going to take one step towards your dream of becoming the singer that you have always dreamed of. Hey, if you want to know more about how to become a confident singer and how to love your voice, check out this video here. It is going to touch your heart. All right, I'm always believing in you, Songbird, so why don't you get out there, get grounded, take flight, and sing.